As a 22-year-old guy still living at home in a quiet part of town in Australia, recent events had me on edge. There had been some alarming incidents happening lately, including more knife crime and general criminal activity, leaving me feeling a bit unsettled. Just a few days ago, after a long day at work, I arrived home to find a notification ping on my phone. It was a message from my girlfriend, but something seemed off about it. There was just a screenshot attached, no text to explain. Curiosity piqued, and I tapped on the image to get a closer look. The message in the screenshot was from one of the local Facebook community groups. It warned residents to keep their doors and windows closed and locked. Apparently, a tall, thin, dark-skinned man in his middle age was on the run from law enforcement after a break-in on Raymond Road. My heart skipped a beat as I read the message. Raymond Road was only a few streets away from where I lived. It was late and dark outside, and suddenly, every creak and rustle seemed ominous. Trying to shake off the unease, I replied to my girlfriend's message with a touch of humor. Haha, if he breaks into my house, I'm going to home alone his ass. A moment later, I received a response. The message from my girlfriend sobered me up quickly. Her tone was serious, conveying a sense of genuine concern. She mentioned seeing numerous police cars in the area, hinting at the severity of the situation. Suddenly, my joke didn't seem all that funny anymore. I'm sure they have already got him in cuffs, I reassured her, trying to ease both of our worries. I hope so, she replied, her uncertainty still lingering in the text. After reassuring her some more and exchanging our goodnight messages, I decided to take a quick shower to wash off the day's work. As the warm water cascaded over me, I couldn't shake off the feeling of unease that had settled in the pit of my stomach. Exiting the shower, I made my way to my bedroom, which is located towards the back of the house. Now, for context, my bedroom window overlooked my neighbor's kitchen, and out of habit, I always made sure to lower the blinds before getting changed for obvious reasons. It was a small gesture for privacy, but it gave me a sense of comfort. Although I didn't know it yet, it was these very blinds that would later jolt me awake later that night. As I lay there, wrapped in the stillness of the night, a sense of calm washed over me. It was a welcome change from the relentless rain that had been pounding against my window panes lately. The coziness of my bed cocooned me, lulling me into a peaceful slumber. But then, abruptly, my eyes shot open. Despite my body remaining perfectly still, my gaze darted frantically around the room. It was an inexplicable sensation, like an electric charge coursing through my veins. My heart pounded against my ribcage, threatening to burst out of my chest. For a moment, everything seemed normal. My room was bathed in the soft glow of moonlight, casting gentle shadows across the walls. I let out a shaky breath, feeling a wave of relief wash over me. Maybe it was just a fleeting nightmare, nothing more. Closing my eyes once more, I tried to calm my racing thoughts. Outside, the chirping of crickets provided a soothing soundtrack to the night. But then, amidst the symphony of nature, my ears caught a sound that sent a shiver down my spine. It couldn't be, right? But there it was again, unmistakable and chilling. My heart resumed its frantic rhythm, pounding against my chest with increasing intensity. This wasn't a dream. I was wide awake, fully aware of the eerie sound that echoed through the room. My gaze locked onto the window, the source of the unsettling noise. And as if on cue, 2 fingers pressed down on the blinds, creating that all-too-familiar sound that sent a chill down my spine. My body tensed, rooted to the spot as if held in place by invisible chains. Every fiber of my being screamed to shout out, to demand answers from the shadowy figure beyond the window. But fear held me in its grip, rendering me silent and immobile. In the dim light of my room, a pair of eyes glimmered, barely visible amidst the darkness. They scanned the room with intensity. I squinted my eyes, hoping to maintain the facade of sleep while still keeping the intruder in sight. The tension in the room was palpable, thick enough to suffocate. With bated breath, I waited, dreading what would happen next. As the fingers released their grip on the blinds, allowing them to spring back into place, a wave of relief washed over me. But it was short-lived. A sinking feeling settled in the pit of my stomach as I realized the implications of the open window. I knew that window all too well. It was the kind that wound outwards with a simple twist of the handle, wide enough for a slim person to slip through unnoticed. And now, I heard the chilling sound of the window creaking open, agonizingly slow, like the ominous prelude to a nightmare. My mind raced with possibilities, each one more terrifying than the last. But all I could do was lie there, paralyzed by fear, as the unknown intruder breached the sanctity of my home. "Who's there?" I shouted, the words erupting from me in a desperate plea for answers. It was a reflex, an instinctive response up until that point I didn't know I was capable of. The intruder froze, attention hung in the air. For a moment, there was silence. Then, the unmistakable sound of boots hitting the concrete pavers outside shattered the stillness. In a strange way, the realization that the threat was real made it even more terrifying. My mind raced with a million questions, but there were no answers, only the fear of what could have happened if I hadn't woken up. I couldn't bring myself to sleep, not after what had just happened. I stayed awake, every creak and rustle amplified in the silence of the night. It wasn't until the sun rose that I allowed myself to relax even a little. I've had trouble sleeping since. I now keep my window closed and locked, with my blinds permanently down. I haven't told anyone about this, not yet anyway. I know it might seem stupid, but I don't know how to explain what happened. All I have are the memories of 2 fingers and a pair of eyes, haunting me. To an extent, the motivation for reaching out to the internet was to at least say something. Maybe someone out there has some answers or knows what I should do next. Because right now, I feel like I'm standing on the edge of a cliff, with nowhere to go, or where to start. Hello, everyone. Before I sign off today, I want to take a moment to address something important. I know it's been a while since my last upload, and for that, I owe you all an apology. Life threw some unexpected curveballs my way, and regrettably, it took me away from creating content for a bit longer than I anticipated. I want to apologize for any disappointment this may have caused. Your support means everything to me, and I'm incredibly grateful for your patience and understanding. I'm back now, fully committed to bringing you the best stories possible. Thank you for sticking this out for me. Let's make some great memories together. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Goodbye.